Curious, as these teams start to take shape in 2023 and then 2024, like what was your leadership style in conjunction with a player like Caitlin, but also the rest of your teammates?
Yeah, I would say like definitely those first 2 years, we definitely were working together to like, I was definitely more of like the calmer presence and being like, hey, like look me in the eyes, you know, deep breath, like it's all gonna be okay. And I think like the leadership style that I really had was just like trust. Like she trusted me because she had seen me like putting in the work in the gym. She knew how much I cared. Like
What happens when your best friend is the most talked about player in college hoops? Kate Martin knows. She lived every second of Iowa's wild run with Caitlin Clark, from Logo 3 madness to late night locker room chaos. She dishes on the inside jokes, the unforgettable moments, even the one rogue squirrel that nearly stole the show. It wasn't just basketball. It was pure Iowa magic.
Wrap your head around 139 games. Like that seems like a ton of games. And lucky enough, we've had postseasons where we've got a lot of extra games, whether it's been the Big Ten tournament, whether it's been the NCAA tournament. We've been able to have some long seasons, and that's something I'm really thankful for. And to be honest, like I don't think I have the type of career if I don't have a teammate like Kate. She's been one that has had my back. You know, she holds me accountable. I hold her accountable. But I think at the same time, like, me and Kate are wired so similarly that like we get each other on a different level. She's so competitive. You know, her dad was a football coach growing up.
That whole Iowa era wasn't just good, it was folklore. Kate Martin was the glue that held it together. Hype squad, floor general, locker room therapist, team mom, and prankster rolled into one. She didn't just play basketball, she injected it with caffeine. She made you want to dive for loose balls from your couch on a random Tuesday night.
For this, because you were the first person who I felt like said, yeah, Kate Martin's a pro. Like, draft Kate Martin, she's gonna be able to do different things. I think you started saying that you're either sophomore or junior year. And, you know, media members aside, I'm not, you know, maybe it's me, maybe it's not me, not gonna throw myself under the bus here. We were like, you know what, I think she could be a fringe WNBA player. She has potential, but, you know, Caitlin's given her endorsement. If there's one thing I've learned about you in covering you for 4 or 5 years or whatever, how long it's been, when you talk ball, you genuinely talk basketball. Like there's no personal relationship attached. So I guess, how do you feel about Kate doing really well and unrivaled so far? And now she's getting a chance at the Valkyrie to really make a statement next year.
Now fast forward. Kate's living her WNBA dream like she's starring in her own sports movie, except she's also the director, the producer, and probably wrote the soundtrack too. Clark was the headliner with the deep threes, but Kate was the one who kept the team grounded, locked into the scout, and hydrated. The spotlight didn't faze her. She was the definition of steady.
So Caitlin Clark revealed her squad goals, sort of. This is a play on words, a pun, if you will, just having a little fun with Caitlin Clark's latest interview. She did an appearance with, I believe his name pronunciation is David Eichel of Swarmcast 24/7 Sports. I will link the full piece in the description.
Every time Iowa needed a stop, a spark, or a well-timed sarcastic jab, Kate delivered. Which makes Golden State the perfect landing spot. The literal house of splash, where brains matter as much as verticals. She fits right in, cutting through defenses like a hot knife through confusion, draining corner threes like they offended her, and setting bruising screens like she's getting paid per welt.
Quick, what did you notice about Caitlin's like work ethic?
Yeah.
Was there anything that stood out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she was in the gym constantly.
Yeah.
And it was like the way she approached everything too was like, it was like with a sort of excellence. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna go through the motions and like whatever. It was like, no, like I'm here to kick your butt in every single drill, every single practice. Like, and especially whenever our like gray squad guys were playing against us, it was like, if you're across from me, you're my enemy, you know? And like, I think that's just kind of how you have to approach things to get better. And she had that, you know, next level mindset, and it really just raised us all up with her.
Yeah, I feel like
The Warriors may shine with glitz, but Kate brings Midwest grit, that corn-fed toughness that says, I boxed out for 14 years before I even thought about shooting. Draft night proved it. She only showed up to support Caitlin, maybe clap and sip a Sprite. Next thing she knew, she was shaking Kathy Engelbert's hand, heels and all. The most wholesome draft twist in WNBA history. And in Vegas? Of course she thrived. Rookies usually fade into the background. Kate didn't. She owned practices, won Becky Hammon's respect in minutes, and became the rookie vets actually loved playing with.
The workout or training video, I've discussed how Caitlin Clark is going to have time to work on her game that she otherwise hasn't had before. She went straight from college to the pros, grueling schedule to start the WNBA season. It's a scary thought for the rest of the league. I've articulated that on many occasions, but she said it herself too, which of course adds fuel to that. And then the other was Unrivaled and Kate Martin's performance at Unrivaled. Kate Martin has looked great thus far at Unrivaled. Obviously, Kate and Caitlin have a bit of a relationship.
Then came Golden State, where the basketball gods practically said, "This is where you belong." Their system is built on reads and movement, and Kate is a living algorithm. Backdoor cut? Easy. Open three? Automatic. Overplay the handoff? She's driving by you, dishing it off, high-fiving a kid in the stands, and clapping on defense before you can recover. And even when she's not scoring, she's leading. Fans noticed. Her presence in huddles, her energy from the bench, her constant communication. All of it made her impossible to ignore.
Y'all, I think teammate relationships are like some of the most special and unique relationships you can have. This is Caitlin Clark, this is Kate Martin. They both played at Iowa, and tonight they'll play for the first time in the WNBA. And this is the moment that they see each other for the first time on the court. Like I said, the teammate relationship is already so special, but you can just imagine in Caitlin Clark's position, where she has already admitted it's quite isolating being this popular at this point, so much so that she doesn't really go out very much. Not to mention there's been so much criticism online, not by the players, but simply the territory that comes with being a popular woman in the women's.
That's why
Kate
every
Martin's story is everything sports should be. Teamwork, humility, toughness, and joy. She went from the unsung hero at Iowa to a fan favorite in the pros. She wasn't supposed to make it, but not only did she make it, she thrived. Iowa fans still ride for her years later because she embodied what that team was about. Watching her succeed feels personal, like cheering for your best friend who just got promoted and then became CEO. She didn't just carry Iowa basketball. She became it.